Round two, everybody. This is that drummer guy, Josh Runquist, and I'm here with Brody from Rivers of Nihil, who's going to be doing a set here, a part of the Death to All tour at the Amsterdam Barn Hall in St. Paul, Minnesota. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
Doing great. And just like we were talking about the first time we tried this, this is my second time seeing you guys here. First time was with Broken Hope and Oceano,
Yep.
and now this time with Death to All.
Yeah. No, it's good to be back. Especially with this group of bands. It's crazy being on tour with such a legendary group of guys. It's wild.
Yeah, all three bands are just so legendary to the death metal scene. It's so cool to see you guys part of that.
Absolutely, man. No, it's a real privilege to be out here and just kind of learning stuff every day. Just watching them, how they do their stuff, and just making new fans and everything like that.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they just came to you asking if you wanted to open the tour, or how did that go?
I'm fairly sure that our management is friends with Death's management. So we played last year on the Death to All tour. We played the date in New York City at Irving Plaza. So I think we kind of maybe made a good impression or something at that one show, and maybe they. Yeah, maybe slide over.
Oh yeah.
I guess maybe we made a good impression, and possibly that could have helped with getting us on the full tour this year. But yeah, I think it was just our managers both being pals with each other. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So how has the crowd reception been for this tour so far?
Oh, it's been pretty good. I mean, some nights you have kind of a confused look because like us being a younger band on this tour with like bands that have been around for forever. It's always like interesting to see how people react to like say blast beats or down-tuned guitars. But I mean, for the most part, it's been very positive, like way better than I ever would have thought, really. I mean, especially like these last couple of days we did in Canada. I mean, Canada's always great for us, but like it was awesome this time. Kids were just going crazy and just really getting into it. So I think that this tour is actually a very good match for our sound. We're kind of younger guys, a newer band, but I think it worked out because Death's sound and our sound, while different, they share similar qualities. If you look at depending on how you look at it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. To me, just like as a fan, it's like I see like the old school death metal meeting new death metal as well.
For sure.
So.
Absolutely. No, it's really cool, just to be able to, like I said before, just to be able to be a part of this and just show guys that might come out to like see other bands, newer stuff, and vice versa. Younger fans to get introduced to death, like it's a cool blend. It's a cool mixed crowd for sure. Yeah.
And of course, you guys have been touring a lot since your album came out last year, which is a fantastic album.
Thank you.
That's very good stuff.
Thanks.
Have you guys even had time to be able to write new material? How much you guys have been on tour?
Yeah. Actually, I have about, I think, like 6 songs written now towards a new album. The tentative plan that we're looking at is to go home after this tour, really crack down hard with writing, record in the spring, and then probably release an album next fall. Still probably another 3 or 4 songs I have to finish. But yeah, we've made a lot of progress, and the new songs are really cool. I'm really happy with them.
Oh, very sure.
Yeah.
Is there any way to like describe in sound how it's going to be different or more on course with the last album?
Probably, I guess I would just say like better songwriting. We being that the last release was our first release. It had a lot of, we were really excited to like be signed and like we wanted to get it done and get it recorded, get the album out, and go on tour. And I think sometimes maybe we let songwriting slip here and there, rush things. But so far, everything that I've got written, it's much more cohesive. It sounds like a full body of work instead of separate songs. You know what I mean? It's very cohesive, I think, more than the last album. But just, you know, trying to up the bar for our own sound, you know, just you know, better solos, better drumming, you know, better guitar playing, cooler lyrics, I don't know, just all that shit.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
So you guys have been very fortunate to be on a lot of great tours within the last few years.
Yeah.
What bands would you like to tour with in the future that you either want to tour with again or have yet to have the chance to tour with?
Well, a band that we would love to tour with again is Whitechapel. I mean, you know, they're just really great dudes and you know, super fun guys to tour with. Really smart. As far as bands that we haven't toured with, I'd love to tour with Faceless. I'd love to tour with Meshuggah, Cynic, Decapitated. Those 4 bands for me, at least, I would say. You know, there's tons of other bands, but I would say those 4 probably for me would be the,
Well, back in June, I had the opportunity of interviewing Blackburn Initiate, and they said they really want to do a tour with you guys in Fallujah.
Oh yeah, we actually had the opportunity to do a 2-week tour with Black Crown before this, because we're from the same town. I actually worked for a while with Andy. We worked at the same music store, so it's funny that we're both signed now and touring. But yeah, no, Fallujah, that's another band I left off the list. We'd love to tour with them again, because last time we toured with them, it got cut short because their van broke. But yeah, man, you know, I think it's cool how there's this like new group of bands forming, like, you know, Fallujah, Black Crown Initiate, Warforged, Archspire. You know, it's just like a cool, like, younger guys, you know, playing like a similar style of music, but still different. It's a cool little group, and I think that it would be neat to, you know, get all those bands together and do a tour. You know, that, you know, 5 or 6 bands would be a killer tour for sure.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about like the era of death metal going on right now.
Yeah.
It's just like there's just like so much creativity and inspiration behind it. I mean, I don't hear like any trends or anything like that. You're just making the music that you want to play.
Yeah.
And that's the way I think music should be. It's like the band making music that they want to play.
Oh yeah, man. That's like, you know, I guess as the best way that I can describe it is that, like, when I'm writing, for example, you know, when I play a riff, I'm more concerned with how it feels and less concerned about how it sounds. Like, if it feels good to play it, like in my, you know, not just my hands, but like, you know, to actually playing it just feels good. Like, that's, you know, it's probably going to be a keeper. Like, you know, I'm not trying not to be too concerned with like what it actually ends up sounding like. It ends up sounding like us no matter what, you know. But, you know, playing wise, you know, as long as it just feels good on the hands and translates well, we're, you know, that's what we do. That's what we're all about.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, man, for sure.
So with that said, is there anything that you guys are listening to on the road?
Well, our bassist's been listening to a lot of Devin Townsend.
He's actually going to be here tomorrow.
In town, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
in Minneapolis.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because I'm good friends with Animals as Leader sound guy, Alex Marquez, and they've been like kind of trailing ahead of us and behind us on this whole tour. We're kind of following them around, and last night we played in Winnipeg, and tonight they're playing in Winnipeg, and tonight we're here, and tomorrow they're here, so, but yeah, anyway, Devin Townsend, I'm like, really, I don't know, I'm trying to think of what I've been listening to.
Ask him about the driving conditions and accidents.
Yeah,
I've been reading up on that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of, I don't know, the Archspire, the Zenith Passage, Fallujah. Trying to think of what else. Just a lot, and then a lot of oldies but goodies, you know, Decapitated Cattle, Decapitation, stuff like that, and then other, you know, non-metal stuff. But yeah, just a whole mix of things. Yeah. Yeah,
it's good to have that kind of diversity to listen to.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, you get in the van after, you know, listening to just heavy shit for, you know, all day, and then, you know, someone puts metal on right away. It's kind of just like, come on, man, you know, put something else on, give it a little break. So it's everyone in the band's kind of, you know, open to that, you know, which is cool for sure.
Very much so.
Definitely.
And of course, he brought up a great point. Along with all the great tours that you've been doing, everything, had some unfortunate stuff going on this year as well.
Yeah. We got St. Louis on the Whitechapel tour. We got robbed there.
I've heard about 7, 8, 9 bands who have gotten their gear stolen this year.
I actually did an interview on our way to that show with a guy from the local paper, and he told me that since our robbery in April, there were 16 robberies at St. Louis area venues since then.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, there's that. And then the other night, driving from Regina to Winnipeg, we basically got blown off the road. Yeah, so we ended up going down off the shoulder into some brush, and we had to unload our trailer, put all the shit on the side of the road, and then kind of push the van back up the side of the hill. But yeah, the roads have sucked up here. It's bad, like, just taking it slow, so we don't die.
And that's what sucks about today, because yesterday it was in the 40s, all the snow was melted from the snow that we got before, and then today, like, it just
froze back over. Yeah, no, it's cold, man. Every time, like, Winnipeg and here are probably like the 2 coldest places that I've ever been to in my entire life. Like, I think, Winnipeg, the last time we were up there, it was like negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit or something. It was crazy. So it's too cold for me, but we're heading to Florida at the end of this tour, so I don't really care.
Makes me wish I could tag along just so I could feel the weather.
Yeah, it'll be a nice break from this for sure.
So, when you got sided off the road, was there any damage to the gear or anything?
No, the only thing that happened was our trailer swung around and hit our tail light. The back of our van broke our tail light. But yeah, believe it or not, no gear damage, no real damage to the van or anything like that, just some scrapes and shit. So we got really lucky because it was a pretty steep shoulder, so we could have flipped, which would have been bad. But luckily Biggs, our bassist, he maneuvered his way down the side, nice and straight, so we didn't flip. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that too. So I hear so many horror stories about the bands happening on the road. So it's just like, I'm glad that you guys were able to make it through barely anything happening.
No, it was scary, man. I mean, we've all read the horror stories on Lamb Goat and shit, and we know so many people that's happened to. And as it was happening, I was just like, man, if this is it, if this is the van flip that we've been waiting for, I'm pissed. So, but yeah, we're good. We're here, having fun.
Yeah, so hopefully that's the last one that happens for a long time, if not the last time.
Yeah, that'd be very nice, for sure. Yep.
So I'm starting to hear the PA music, so I know the doors are going to be opening very soon, and you guys will be going on stage right after the first local band, Duretla. Yep. So is there anything else that you'd like to bring up that I've not brought up yet?
I don't know, just stay tuned after this tour for updates about possible new material. Check us out, like us on Facebook, all that stuff, and just keep supporting death metal.
Damn right.
Yeah, man.
Well, thanks for taking the time to do this interview. I'm glad I get to see you guys for the second time this year, and I know it's gonna be a hell of a show.
For sure, man. Yeah, no, we actually have Death sound guy Freeway doing sound for us this time around.
Nice.
We've had some really sick sound these last couple of weeks. For sure. Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah. So yeah, no, it'll be. I think this will be the best time you've ever seen us because it's been sounding really good with him helping. For sure. Cool. But yeah.
Glad to see it.
Yeah, man.
And of course, check out Rivers Of Nihil and check out the latest album. Check out any upcoming tours and look out in 2015 for possible new music.
Hell yeah.
Once again, this has been that German guy, Josh Runquist. Thank you.
Cool.